Hello once again, and as we can see we've got the Commodore 64 back out once again. It's all hooked up to a VGA monitor, and this is what I wanted to test. What I wanted to try and do is get a converter so I can get my Commodore 64 working with a VGA monitor. But every time I turn it on, I've got it all wired up correctly. This is what happens. And that's what happens. And there's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Let's do that again. Switch it on. For about a brief second it's fine. And every time it does after that, every time I switch it on after that brief second, it goes like that. And it ain't this monitor. It's done it with 3 monitors and it does exactly the same thing. Even tried a widescreen monitor, it does exactly the same thing. And I know it isn't the Commodore 64 because it works fine for a TV. It definitely isn't that because I'm going to demonstrate something else. Right, I've got another device which is a camcorder. I've got it hooked up, so every time, so we switch that on. Should see it come up. Here we go. So we can see that picture is dead in the middle. So it's not the monitor. It's not the device. It's the Commodore 64. It's not like in the device. It's probably something to do with the signal. I don't know what it can be. Let's switch that on again. Yeah. Goes fine, then it does that. I can't figure it out. I can't move the, somehow I just can't move the picture so it's in the middle. I've tried every single setting on this. It just is not going to have it. As I say, I've tried 3 different monitors and it's doing exactly the same thing. I don't know what's going on. If anyone knows what I have to do, unless it is a problem that can't be solved, because you've got to remember the Commodore 64 is an old machine. These wasn't supposed to run through a VGA monitor, so we're using new technology here. I mean, the monitor itself is a few years old. It's probably about over 10 years old, but that's not the point. It does this with every single VGA monitor. So I just honestly think there's something to do with the signal being transmitted. So why though? Why does it say fine for about a brief second then do that? I mean, for that brief second it looks good, it's fine. And we can also see colour shading going on there. Obviously you can't see it with the camera, but this is more of a darker purple, more of the Commodore 64 actual colour to this is a little bit more bluer. And I do not know why the picture ain't in the centre. I honestly have tried every setting with this. I just cannot figure it out. I don't know what's going on. But if anyone out there can tell me what I have to do, or there is if it's an impossible thing, it can't be done. I know I've asked this when I did the talking on the camera video, what I wanted to try and do. There was mixed reactions on it. It can't be done, it can be done, and through recommendation I think a couple of people actually recommended me this device to use, and I felt it weren't many on Amazon, so I went for this device, which is this. And I've seen actual reviews on this, but not with a Commodore 64. I think someone hooked up a more of a, I think it was a GameCube or something like that, a more, not a recent, but you know, a more of a recent console. But this is, you know, this was developed in the 1980s. Obviously this is the latest model of the Commodore 64, but it's still over 25 years old. This was a late 80s, early 90s model. the last of the Commodore 64s. So, but I don't think the actual signal, internal signal, was ever changed. So basically that stayed the same. I mean, I'm using the video cable, not the RF cable. But I honestly can't figure it out. Maybe there's nothing you can do, which is a shame. It is a pity. Because I would have liked to have used it with a, you know, this will probably be the best solution using a monitor with the 4:3 aspect ratio. Because I'm not a fan of stretching the picture like I would on that or widescreen telly. I always shrink the picture so it is using 4:3. I don't want to stretch it out to 16:9. But even if I do stretch it out by 16:9, it does the same thing. It's going to continue doing that, which I do not understand. But when you switch it on, does it fine, and it does that. I can't figure that out. Anyway, any solutions or tips anyone can help me, advise me, will be greatly appreciated. If not, I've wasted my money. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, and goodbye.